Low energy, unfocused, foggy? You might be dehydrated. Whether it's hot yoga, over 100-degree weather, or too much sun. Gator Light, with a specialized blend of 5 electrolytes, was scientifically designed to help move fluids into the body faster for rapid rehydration. Shop now at retailers nationwide. Gator Light hydrates faster than water. Is it in you? Symptoms noted are signs of mild to moderate dehydration. Consult a healthcare professional if symptoms persist.
Running a small business means I wear lots of hats. When I put on my hiring hat, I can count on LinkedIn Hiring Pro to make it easy. LinkedIn Hiring Pro helps manage my hiring workflow, puts my job post in front of a unique network of professionals, and matches me with the best candidates for my business. I can also share my job with my network. No other job site lets me do that. No wonder most small businesses say they'd use LinkedIn Hiring Pro again. Hire right the first time. Post your job for free on LinkedIn today at linkedin.com/quality.
This message is brought to you by Apple Card. Shave ice by the beach. A trip to the state fair. And a throwback flick at the local drive-in. They're more than just items to check off the summer bucket list. They're also opportunities to earn 2% daily cash back when you use your Apple Card with Apple Pay. Apply for Apple Card now and use in-minutes with Apple Pay. Subject to credit approval. Apple Card is issued by Goldman Sachs Bank USA, Salt Lake City branch. Terms and more at applecard.com.
Coach Unplugged is brought to you by great people over at teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. From the Fifth Quarter Studios in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to Coach Unplugged. Here is your host, Steve Collins.
Hey everybody, welcome to Coach Unplugged, episode 618. I'm super excited to talk to Martin, and we'll dive into that in a second, but I want to give a big shout out to our two sponsors. First of all, Dr. Dish. They continue to be the most innovative shooting machine on the market. Make sure you go over and check them out. They will take really good care of you. They will give you free shipping on the home version. I believe it's free shipping on the home version. Our discount does not work on the home version, so I want to make sure everyone knows that. But it will work on all the other ones. Mention Coach Unplugged, and you'll get $350 off. Even if you buy the home one, mention Coach Unplugged. It really does help us a lot, just so they know that people are listening, and that we're giving a service. Not only they are giving a great service, but we're also giving you a great service here with our podcast. So we would love that. Also, make sure you go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. We're going to talk to Coach Conroy today, the next 3 days, actually. This is a 3-part series. We're going to talk about his pressure. We're going to talk about building a program. We're going to talk about him. He is the Ireland's U20 women's coach. His resume speaks for itself. They got a bronze medal in the FIBA recently in 2019. He was the Basketball Ireland International Coach of the Year in 2019. Obviously, his resume is boom, boom, boom. It's going to be great. Almost a 2-hour interview. It was great. They call him Kojak. So if you watch this on YouTube at some point, but I think you'll really enjoy this podcast. One of the many services we give at teachhoops.com is doing this podcast. So if you'd like to support us, go over there and do that. We'd love a review too. Anybody that's listening to the podcast, Basketball Coach Unplugged, we'd love those 5-star reviews. Those mean the world to us. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us. All right, let's head off to the podcast. All right, welcome to Coach Unplugged. All right, so Martin, I just told him before we came on, I don't tend to talk to guests beforehand, because I had a friend who does podcasts. He says, don't lose any of the good stuff. But one thing I wanted to tell you is you're in Ireland right now, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you, my mom's maiden name is Mary Margaret McCormick.
Okay.
So it's pretty Irish, I think.
It is surely.
Yep. It's pretty Irish. And in Collins, my last name is Collins. And Collins is actually, Collins is an Irish, I think it's the county of Dane or county of, but anyway, so we can trace our ancestors back to Ireland, I don't know, to the 1600s, I think. And then they came across and fought the Revolutionary War, and it was all sorts of cool stuff. But anyway, so I have a lot of deep love for Ireland.
Very good. That's a good start.
Isn't that a good start? That's a great
There you
start.
go.
So, all right. So I want to, we'll dive in, because I always love to know how different countries kind of work their basketball. But
okay,
why don't you introduce yourself, kind of give, your 3 or 4 minute kind of bio, your coaching, all that kind of stuff, how you ended up doing what you're doing right now, and so the audience can kind of know that, and then we'll dive in.
Okay, so my name is Martin Conroy. I'm affectionately known over here as Kojak. I think that goes with my haircut. I've been coaching for about 30 years now. I've been involved with Basketball Ireland, coaching from kids under 12, under 14, under 16, all the way up to Women's Super League. And last year I was head coach of the Irish under 20 women's team. So in Ireland, the way it works is a lot different to the States. We have a club structure and we have college structure, and then kind of school, which would be high school kind of structure. So basically kids would play in high school in 3 or 4 different grades, first year, second year, and then we call them cadet and senior, and they'd move forward, and they'd also be playing with their clubs, which is kind of a little bit unusual.
So do you play with both of them at the same time?
Yes. And that's something that's really kind of odd for our American players when they come over here. So we get our American players through a foundation called Sports Changes Life.
Okay.
And they would be kids that would have played D1, D2, D3 in the States. They come over here and they get a master's degree, and they play with our college team and our club team.
Okay.
So let's say, for example, for myself, I'm with IT Carlow.
Okay.
And in IT Carlow, we have our varsity teams, men and women, and our women's Super League team, men's National League team. Okay. So the kids that come in from Sports Changes Life would play with both of those, and they'd earn a master's in whatever. Like, for instance, this year, Dwayne DJ that was with us, he did strength and conditioning.
Right.
And Caitlin Slagus was with us as well. She was with you. Go ahead.
Good. So is this going to have an effect with the world we're in right now? Are kids not going to be able to come over?
Yeah, it was actually kind of difficult to get some of them back. I mean, we're all kind of over here wondering now at the moment, where are we going to be at the start of next season? Like, are there going to be sponsors to be able to sponsor our teams? Because a lot of the Super League men's clubs, let's say, would have sponsors who would help them bring in their Americans. They would be pro athletes. Division 1 is kind of, a lot of them would be through Sports Changes Life. So they're able to go into a college, as I said, and get their masters, and that's their payment while they're here.
Right, yeah.
So like with the Super League men's teams now, there's 12 teams in Ireland. They're all going to be kind of, they're wondering, like, where are they going to get the money to bring in these guys?
Right, because I know the NBA in the U.S. is talking about, even if they're playing not in front of people. Like,
yeah, they talked about it here about having a limit of 100 people in a gym.
Right.
But our gyms are so much smaller than what you have over there. I mean, like 100 people in the gym here is a very big crowd. It's nice in certain situations. But it definitely is going to be an issue, I think, and especially for the start of the season. We don't know when our season is going to start. How do we, get ready for next season, get our preseason stuff done? When do we start our preseason stuff? When are our Americans going to be allowed in? Are they going to be coming in through Sports Changes Life? Are they, are the pros going to be sustainable as regards to paying them for a full season? And it's going to be very, very tricky, I think,
I think it is. I think it's going to be very tricky. So let's dive in. So is there anything you want to talk about in terms of X's and O's? Anything you want to share before? I mean, I have like 3 pages of questions for you. So
yeah, like we talked about maybe just going through. I ran a 2-2-1 zone press with our
that'd be great. Do you know how to share this? Do you have something you need to share the screen, or you just want to talk about it?
I think I'm able to share the screen. Just
on the bottom. See on the bottom there?
And it's, hang on a second now.
So for the people listening, Coach and I are what I refer to as porch dogs. So we're just laying on the porch, just kind of like this technology thing is.
Yeah, I wish I had Tim Rice here with me right now.
I know, he'd be good.
Tim
would be good.
That's the man I need right now. I don't know how to.
I think there's a share screen
yeah,
on the bottom.
But it's not letting me share what I want to.
Okay,
share.
Hold on. Maybe I got to click something. Allow participants. So try it now. Okay, so now I'm gonna. Now it should work. Now that I click that button. Okay, Coach. So you were saying you were gonna share some stuff. What
I refer to them as golden nuggets. What golden nugget are you going to share with us today?
Well, this is something I've used as a coach for a long time, especially in Ireland. I'm probably known as a zone coach, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Even though my teams don't play that much zone anymore, but this is something that I love to use, especially in the ladies' game.
Okay.
2-2-1 zone press. I find in the men's game it can be beaten a little bit easier, but
so let me ask a couple questions before we dive into to the huddle stuff. So why did you pick the 2-2-1?
It was something I was very comfortable with. It was something that I thought I could teach well, and it's also something that I think there are so many different pros to using it.
So give me some pros and cons to using it, so people that are kind of listening, and what's the plus and what's the negative?
Our objectives are obviously to trap and steal is the first thing you're looking for. Second thing is you're looking for deflections, and all of this at the same time is going to slow the clock down, slow the shot clock down. Over here we get our 24-second shot clock.
Okay.
If you can even take 8-10 seconds off that before a team is able to get into the rhythm, well then you've done a good job on it. Every now and again you're going to get steals off it, you're going to get turnovers off it, and 9 times out of 10, if you can get a steal off a 2-2-1 zone press, it's going to be a bucket the other end, which is a big thing. The cons with it, I suppose, is that if you're coming up against a good shooting team and you're falling back into a 2-3 zone, you're leaving yourself open a little bit.
Do you find that teams can pop, get it down quick and pop before you can set up?
And even at international level, I found that it was very, very good. It was strong. It worked. Like we played it against the clips I have on today's game, or from today, is the game against Croatia, and it worked really, really well against them. We had a game plan before the game that we were going to use it maybe for the first 2 to 3 quarters, see where we were in the game, and then in the last quarter we were going to go after them in our full court man. And the reason being that we knew that Croatia would only use 5 to 6 players in the whole game. I mean, they're starting 5, average 38 minutes a game.
Right.
So we knew we'd tire them out. We would run all 12 of our players, make sure that, we rested our starters. So when it got towards the end of the game, we had them in the right position to be able to take them on with our man press, which was really, really good. It worked. Like in this game, it worked to a T. We held Croatia to 6 points in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
And we won the game by 14 points. So that's it. Definitely did its job, if you know what I mean.
I do.
I just think it's a great press. I think if you've got people who will buy into it and trust it and trust each other while you're doing it, I think it's definitely a great way to go.
Okay, so let's look at some of the clips and stuff.
Yeah. So
what
when we get into the first clip here, I'm just going to start it.
We're good. Yep. Go ahead.
Okay. So you see, we allow the first pass in.
Yep.
And then we try to channel to the sideline. Now, this clip is just one of the things that we probably didn't do too well on it. It was early in the game.
Right.
Just let it go. Without play here. It's just thrown, but look at where our players are. We've got 4 players chasing back. We've got our stealer is not in the position she's meant to be in. Now we actually get a turnover off this, which isn't too bad. If I just let it play out, so the ball comes in. Sorry.
Okay. So say that again. So what happened on that first one? They just weren't converting back fast enough.
Exactly. So with our girls, you'll see that like when the ball is passed here, even though it goes out of bounds, again, if you watch it, the first pass comes in, we allow it to go back to the opposite side. That's fine. But now there should be more pressure on the ball. So that when Rachel jumped there, that's our big jump.
Yep.
It allowed the pass to be made over her head. Now the only thing about it is our stealer, which is kind of right back here at the back, is Ali.
Yep.
She wasn't far enough across the court.
So go back. Can you go back just a little bit? Because I have a couple of things. So here's the issues I have with this is I agree with that's fine. In the middle, the opposite middle did a really good job of taking the middle away. Okay, so the ball went in. That was fine. Yep. And then this girl on the right side, so the ball goes back across. Notice she takes, I think that's 10 or whatever, away in the middle, which is perfect.
Yeah.
How do you stop that little, I call them like a rainbow pass, because that's a hard pass to stop along that sideline.
Down the sideline. So this is what I'm saying about Ali and the position she was in. But she normally does this really well. See the girl number 4 right here?
Yes.
Okay, so she's got to be further out on the sideline.
Okay.
So her job is not to be a safety player.
Right.
Her job, the way we run it, her job is to be a stealer.
Okay.
And it's getting her to think positively about what she's going to do. So if she's this far in the middle of the floor, it does leave that rainbow pass, that loop pass open.
Right.
Now, if she's further out in her proper position, which would be out here,
yes,
then she's going to get a little deflection. She's going to get a steal. She's going to get something that's going to be more proactive. Now, luckily, that time they threw the ball out of bounds, and they did that a few times against us.
Right.
I'll just get out of this one here. So here's another clip on. So, again, this shows a deflect.
Hey, Coach, hope you're enjoying the podcast. A couple things that doesn't cost you a cent to do. You can subscribe and leave a written review. We really like that. You can go over to our YouTube channel. Just type in Teach Hoops on YouTube, and you'll find our YouTube channel. Subscribe, there, so you'll always get the updates. Next thing is, if you do any shopping on Amazon, go down below, click our Amazon link, www.teachhoops.com/Amazon. Anytime you're doing shopping on Amazon, we get a small little commission. Helps us with our hosting fees. Be surprised how expensive it is to run one of these. And if you really love this stuff, let me help you. Let me mentor you. Let me email. Let me get on one-on-one calls. Let me show you all the resources that will help me become one of the winningest coaches in the state of Wisconsin. That's why I'm doing this. I want to help coaches become better. So teachhoops.com can do that. All right, let's head off to the podcast.
That's where she's in the right position.
That's where she moved over and got into that. So do you worry? See, in the guys' game, I worry about them not faking that rainbow pass and then them cheating over and then getting a layup or a dunk in the other direction.
100%. And that's the real worry with guys. Like, some girls are very, very good at it too. I'm not being respectful to women basketball players in any way, shape, or form. But what I'm saying here is that I think this works really well with women basketball players. With guys, I think they have, probably a little bit more power. They're able to skip the pass.
What I say
from one
too when we run this
other.
is you got to kind of play like center field a little bit. You might
feeling,
it might be like one step. You can still protect, but you're kind of watching eyes, and then if you see the rainbow, then you just go for it, kind of thing.
Where with what I do here with our ladies is I make sure that Ali is in kind of a stronger position to start with. Initially, she's further towards the sideline. Now, if you look here with our number 5 Dana and our number 13 Claire, I mean, both of them have actually done a really good job of getting their weak side position. So that cuts off that middle pass, and again, you're in a good position to try and stop their offense. And maybe
I love that.
Out with somewhere. It was a great deflection as well. Like, what I do as well is I don't put our biggest player at the back of the press. I put our most athletic big. So she's got to get from side to side.
Well, that's a good idea, because most people put their big, and they tend to be too slow to be able to get out.
Exactly.
That.
And I just find that, like, if you put your big, like your center there, sometimes they're not athletic enough to be able to get to the sideline. They're not athletic enough to be able to get to the ball at times. Again, if you just watch this, I know there's a bit of a replay after the basket from Dana, but you see the pass there. Like, Rachel did a great job of closing the pass down, forcing the pass.
And
high.
you track deflections?
Yes, I do.
I do too. I think deflections are an under-tracked stat, because it's a flow thing. It's an active hand thing. It's like so many different levels.
So, like, literally down here, I've written, you just do's when we were doing this. So, like, you've got your active hands, cutting off the angles, making sure your head's on a swivel, bumping the cuts. So we like to shadow in the trap as well. We don't want to try and steal the ball when we get in the trap. We want to try and cause a 5-second violation, or maybe a bad pass.
And then you're falling back in this clip. You're falling back to a 2-3.
2-3 zone, yeah.
Okay.
And now that we got away with it against Croatia because, like, they're a really good shooting team, to be fair, and we did a great job of closing out and making sure we weren't giving them easy shots. We got a bit tired in the third quarter, which was, I suppose, to be inevitable, but they hit 3 threes in the third. But then, like, our energy in the fourth quarter was phenomenal, and, like, we went straight into our man press, and we did a great job in that, So it was just one more
clip.
Yeah, it's just taking time off the shot clock. I mean, this is just something here.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. So we run the 2-2-1 sometimes to just slow teams down. We'll even do it in the last 15 seconds, just so it takes them 6 or 7 seconds to get it down, so they can't run there quick. So this is what you're talking about.
100%. I mean, if you check the clock in the bottom, like I think we took about 8 or 10 seconds off their shot clock here, and we did a really good job of putting a little bit of pressure, not over pressure in the ball, but just doing a good job of slowing them down and throw them out of the rhythm. And again, when this finished up, we got back into a nice 2-3 zone. Like Rachel was able to get back and recover, and get back into her spots.
What I say too is it's like you almost got to fake the traps a little bit. Like it's kind of like a step forward, it's like forward, retreat, forward. You're kind of playing with the person so they don't know if you're coming or not.
Exactly. Again, we allow the first pass in, and then what you'll hear me, I'm a talker on the sideline, so when I'm on the sideline, I'm telling my girls, they hear me all the time, my guys, it's channel. That means I want to push the player with the ball to the sideline and channel them up the sideline so we can get our trap, hopefully just over half court, and try to get a 5-second violation or make them force a bad pass from there.
Is there anything you do during practice to help with the channeling part?
When we play our games in practice, we always play with what we're going to play. Our scrimmages, in practice, we always play with what we're going to play our next game. So if we're in a situation like this where we know we're going to play Croatia and we know we're going to zone press them for 3 quarters, I'll spend a good bit of time just making sure that everybody knows their positions, everybody knows what they're meant to be doing. Making sure that they're not ball watching on this, which is a big thing, I think. I mean, you can see our 2 guards straight away. If you look at just where the freeze frame is there, both of our guards are looking straight at the ball.
Right.
So they're not seeing, like Enya, who's on the weak side, is not seeing.
And it's got to be almost. I say butt to the basket too.
There you go. 100. Yeah, absolutely.
Butt to the basket.
It's a terrible problem over here with our zones. When we play zone over here, a lot of kids will look at the ball. It's tunnel vision.
Right.
Just seeing where the ball is on the floor.
If you shift like 40 degrees, your butt will be to the defensive basket and you'll be fine. You'll be able to see more too. That's the issue. Do you have a problem in these games with people making the turn? Like, okay, so you're funneling me. I've noticed this a little bit in the guys game, at least at our level, that when you funnel, it's like you're actually giving them some space where they can make that turn. And as soon as they make that turn, they go past and we can't contain. Do you have any issues with that?
That's really up to the defensive player, I think, and how smart they are and not allowing that turn to happen, making sure that's why we say cutting off the angles and trying to force that player,
right.
If you see Dana's position now, like she's not kind of heading towards the sideline yet. Right. As soon as the ball is passed, she will start to move that player towards the sideline. And, she's straight away.
Active feet. What I've noticed about her right away is she's active. Like her feet are always moving.
Yeah, Dana is a phenomenal athlete.
Yeah. But I mean, she probably doesn't even know she's doing it. But
that's it. It's natural to her. Exactly.
Natural. Yeah. But her feet are moving like
all the time on her toes.
It's almost like she feels if she stops moving, she's going to sink into the floor, kind of thing. So her feet are always moving. Yeah.
100% agree. And you can ask Tim Rice about her. Like Dana is one of our standout players over here. She's a great kid. Actually plays Gaelic football at a massively high level as well.
Oh, really? Okay. So for the American, he's talking about soccer. So
no, I'm not talking about soccer. Soccer is a different game. Gaelic football, you're allowed to use your hands.
What is that? I thought you were talking about football in terms of soccer. So
no. That's a game for weak little boys. As far
as so what are you talking about?
So Gaelic football is it's Irish football basically. It's
I know about Irish football. That's crazy. Irish football is crazy. Yes. Okay.
It's quite a good game. So Dana plays that for her county, which is Mayo. She was in the All-Ireland final.
Okay. So usually when you talk football in Europe, the European Union, you basically are talking soccer. But we
definitely would call it soccer.
Yes.
Because
Ireland does have yes. You got to YouTube that. It's unbelievable to watch that. Actually,
soccer or football and hurling. There's the other one.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched that. What does that entail?
So hurling is the best way I can describe it to you, I suppose, would be kind of like lacrosse.
Okay.
But no pads, no. The guys only wear a helmet. They've got a stick about 2.5 to maybe 3 feet long.
So it's longer. So it's a longer stick than lacrosse, then probably.
Yeah, and there's no net at the bottom of the stick. That's if you want to, look at a game that you've never seen before. For me, like I love basketball. It's obviously my favorite sport, but the best game in the world that you can watch is hurling. It's unbelievably fast. When we bring our scholars to watch it over here, they just can't believe the speed of the game and how skillful it is. It's unbelievably skillful.
Nice.
And there's some big hits in it too, big time.
The people like that.
It's always good fun.
All right. Anything else on clips?
I just have one little one here. We actually called it. We ran it. It's Enya, little number 6 here. So this is just a bit of fun for you. It's so we call this. I call this the week before. Play. This is an out of bounds play. Well, the week before we went to the championships. We were just talking about different things that are out of bounds, and if people aren't paying attention, what to do. So I had seen this as a young lad when Scottie Pippen did it. Enya, her dog's name is Pippin, so she remembered it. So I'm just going to run it here. So you see, very cleverly, just a little bump off her back.
Oh my God! Nice.
So that's a clever thing to do in a massive game like this game was. We had to win this game to make sure we got through to the semifinals. See, at 44
that's
all.
Awesome.
Clever kid. Her mom and her dad played basketball for Ireland. So
okay, and she was smart enough to get herself in bounds too.
Yeah, people are still talking about that. So if you see again on that clip, she barely gets her second foot down. This actually went viral in FIBA because a lot of referees came in and said she didn't establish her feet, but they slowed it down enough to show that she actually did establish her feet when she got back onto the floor and made the shot.
That's
so
great.
It was pretty much right at it. So that was pretty cool. That was just something I just said I'd show you, just something we had.
I love
We're
that.
Trying to get back to us on screen now. How do I do that?
You gotta, hold on. So
so
awesome. Those are very helpful, Coach. I love that. It's the nuances of the game that I think people don't spend the time on.
Like for me, when I was growing up and when I was younger, I was very lucky here in Portlaoise. We had a fantastic sports person, a basketball coach called Pat Critchley, who actually this week just got given a Lifetime Achievement Award from Basketball Ireland. And I was 16, 17 years of age, and my brother had played with Pat, so I was able to go and help him out with the girls' high school team, which is a 16 and 17-year-old guy was very appealing to me at the time. And then just to learn from him, I spent about 5 or 6 years going around the country with him and just watching him coach, watching the way he worked with people and how he did his stuff, and setting out his practice plans, and he's a extremely smart guy. He's a high school teacher, really, really smart guy. And then from there, I went around watching other coaches. I think to gain knowledge in this game, you have to be open to watch everybody.
I mean, I've won a lot of games and coached a lot of really great players, and I feel like I started 2 days ago. I swear to God. I mean, and I'm a reader. Look at this. It's like this game is an unbelievable game, and it's given me more than anything I'd ever want. But I feel like I want to give stuff back. It's part of the reasons I do the podcast. But it's like I'm always learning. It's like I learned 2 things already in the first half hour. It's like, ooh, that works. I like that road. I mean, what I tell listeners, and I especially tell even the old coaches like you and I, you have to find people that are mentors. You have to find people that people want to help each other. That's and you are the coach. You are the coach you are because of people that helped you. I am the coach I am because of people that helped me along the way.
Well, you have to be a sponge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think that was one of your quotes down below. You were talking about being a sponge.
Yeah, and you do. Like, I mean, as a coach as well as a player, I mean, for me, I've been lucky enough with the guys over here who are really good coaches, and it doesn't have to be the best coach, in the world that you learn something from. You can learn something from a guy who's coaching his first game, but you have to be willing to learn.
Right.
And that's the big thing. And the day you stop learning is the day you walk away from the game.
Right, the day you're done. I agree. And I tell people sometimes when you listen to all these big in our level, like the Division I coaches, I said, I learned more from junior high school coaches, to be honest with you, most of the time, than I do going and listening to, those guys.
We had Tim over last year. I think he was over on vacation, and he just came and did a defensive session with my women's Super League team. And like he specifically kept it basic, but it was brilliant.
Right.
I mean, it's just, I have a very good friend over there called Dave Hopla, and Dave has one very simple saying, and I love it. And it's the old one, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Stop trying to make things more difficult than they are.
Right.
Because you're only going to upset your team, and you're going to end up upsetting yourself, and everybody gets frustrated. Simplicity is the best way with this game, as far as I'm concerned. Everybody has their own way of doing things,
and
nobody's right, nobody's wrong.
And I always say you got to question why you do stuff. Like, always ask why. Like, why am I running that drill? Why am I doing that? Like, I revamped the way I ran practice probably about 5 years ago, where I kind of try to run it like a game, where there's a pregame, there's a we play halves in our state, halves. There's a halftime, there's a second half, where, we're kind of, because otherwise you got to keep it flow. I was talking to a G League coach a couple of days ago, and he basically says he spends a lot of time on his practice planning. I want to dive into that with you, because he goes, I want to make it precise and short and concise to get in, get out, teach them, because their focus will be better if I do that. If I'm just doing something to do it, I'm losing them.
Yeah, I can understand some of that. I mean, practice planning for me is definitely, it's massive. It can be the biggest part of your week. If you're setting up things right in practice, well then, proper practice leads to better execution in games. I've actually kind of revamped the way I do my practices as well in the last maybe 4 or 5 years. Like when I went to practice, we used to very rarely scrimmage. Whereas now I give nearly, half my practice sessions to a scrimmage,
right?
Because I know you need to do that, and I know you need to. The players will only learn the right things and the wrong things from scrimmaging. I mean, you can do all the drills in the world that you want, and everything we do is team based. But like, for them to learn their basic X's and O's when they're going into a game situation, they have to scrimmage, and they have to scrimmage with what they're going to do.
And how you teach in that scrimmage, it's like, I think a great takeaway is how you teach inside that scrimmage too. Like, you can't stop every 2 seconds to teach.
No.
I have my assistants actually keep a little notebook, and they'll see something, and then when that person comes out, they'll grab them and go, hey, you should do that. Because otherwise the flow, it's like, if you stop, it's the stop-start stuff that drives me bonkers.
So here you go, Coach. I'm in Ireland, and I coach Women's Super League. I haven't got an assistant. So, like, a lot of the stuff we do over here, like some of the bigger clubs obviously have their full staff and stuff like that. I'm very lucky. I have a very good team manager. With the Women's Super League team last year, I did get an assistant, Stephen, who came on board. But like with our men's national league team, I don't have an assistant. And
explain how the league structure works. Is it like hey coach, hope you enjoyed that. Make sure you subscribe and like. Go over right now. Stop. Join teachhoops.com. Say, I want to become a better basketball coach. I want to win a state title. I want to learn what it takes to take my team to the next level. Well, I can help you do that. I've been through all the battles you've been through. Let me help you through this great process we call coaching. All right. Have a great day.